This is an old post, but someone took screenshots. This is back from July 2022. Now, something that you guys need to know. There is a whole adultery subreddit where they give tips and tricks to get away with things. And I started looking because in this thing, he talks about OPSEC, OP, like Operation SEC. And I'm not sure if that's security or secrets or whatever. And there was this man who created a whole post about keeping secrets and not getting caught. It's long. But I think that we should talk about it because, they're talking about how to get away with things, and we need to know the thinking of these types of people. Maybe I'll do that one tomorrow. But this person posted in the adultery subreddit. He says, came home and significant other is gone. Longtime lurker and occasional commenter of this great sub, but using a throwaway because my paranoia is at an all-time high right now. I have great OPSEC, but haven't seemed to need it because my wife works all the time and we do have a great nookie life. So I would be shocked if she even suspected I was doing what I was doing. That's why I'm losing my right now. I come home from work yesterday, and usually my wife gets home about 30 minutes after I do. When I realized it's getting late, I called and got no answer. I checked our room and her things are gone. She left the house completely untouched, just took all her clothes but left no note. I can't get in touch with her through phone, email. Her friends won't answer. She must know, right? Which, why wouldn't she ask me? Who finds out and just leaves? Is it possible she doesn't know and left for someone else? Okay, a deleted user said, let her go. You are effed. She will contact you with your next instructions. Likely will be served soon. And then OP says, didn't she technically abandon the home? How can she serve me? And then the OP came back about 9 hours later and says, she's an effing sociopath. She's known for months. She's slept with me and smiled in my effing face for months. Be careful. And then a commenter says, she for sure knows. And then the OP replied, I know now she knows. She has known for months. She's been more deceitful about knowing than I have about doing it. And maybe that's why I'm so effing angry. I can't even have interest in my affair partner now. F. And another user told OP to own their actions. And he replied, I'm taking ownership, but I'm posting on a sub for adultery. Not like I'm claiming it was okay for me to cheat. I just happen to think cheating isn't the only thing you can do to someone. And then OP continued to spiral. This is not what I want. How do I not go through this? I wouldn't have done it if I thought she'd find out. Sorry, I'm just desperate. I need to fix it because I need to know how she even found out. And a deleted user responded to this. Okay, what did you think would happen if when she found out? Were you disappointed that she didn't scream and cry and play the pick me game? She found out and decided it was a deal breaker on her end. You got off easy. No arguing, screaming, crying, no therapy or MC. I don't know what MC is, to sit through and pay for maybe mediation. I don't know. Probably took those months to stash some cash, find a place or another guy. Don't think there is any fixing this. And then the OP responded, maybe a little. Don't know why I felt that way, but yeah, I guess I wanted to see some kind of reaction. I know it doesn't make sense, but it's just how I feel. She makes most of the money, so that's another effing kick in the nuts. I'll basically have to ask her for some kind of support to keep living the kind of lifestyle we've been living. I wish she would fight me. Seems like she's willing to let everything go, including her own money, just to avoid me. And it's making me feel like I don't know her. And then the next day, he provided more details. I did have great OPSEC. I found out what happened now from her mom. One of my wife's interns works a second job at the hotel where a fair partner and I met 3 towns away. But my wife had a picture of us on her phone screen, so she recognized me. After that, I guess she called my wife the next We were there the next time we were there, and my wife stopped in to confirm, then left. What's getting to me is that this was in March. I never saw any changes in her. And he said, he edits, he says, I guess after writing this, my OPSEC wasn't great. Shouldn't have stayed in the same place more than once. And then a few more posts from the OP. Update. I had no idea this would get so much input, but it has helped and I appreciate it. I've been here a while, but this was my first time posting and it has helped me vent and process. So thank you. Also, if I'm being honest, I'm sure that the attention or engagement has helped me cope a little. I finally talked to my wife this afternoon. I've been in our house since Thursday night by myself, pretty much clueless as to what was going on until her mother, who she has very little contact with, reached out to me. I was caught. I had been caught since March. Wife texted me today saying she intended to contact me through a lawyer and just let the divorce do the talking. But since her mother decided to contact me, she would answer any questions I had if I had the desire to speak to her. Clearly, I did. I asked her why she stayed around after she knew and how she just lied to me like that. She said it wasn't her intention, but she shut down to figure out what she needed to do regarding our relationship and herself. At the end, she said something like she realized she still loves me but doesn't respect me. And she says she thinks that I love her but don't respect her. She says she thinks I love her but don't respect her either, so we should just go our separate ways. She already got her job to move her to the city she's been asking me to move to for a long time now and said she'd like to sell me her half of the house if I want it. If not, we can list it, but I guess our lawyers will handle that paperwork. And I still have no idea if I want our house without her in it. I'm glad I talked to her, but I'm sad at how moved on she is. She did cry a little, but then she stopped. I asked for therapy, and she said I should have asked for that when I realized I had impulse control issues. I've been drinking for 48 hours now, and sorry for the rant. I don't think it's losing her that's hurting, but losing like this. OP replied to a now deleted post. I don't know for a fact she wasn't cheating. I had no reason to think she was, but until she found out in the most unlikely way, she had no reason to think I was either. The deleted user said, I'm truly sorry for all involved in this, but I just have to say she made a badass exit. That sounds like some Beyonce. And Oplee replied, okay, I could understand her leaving, but her leaving without a word is almost not human. Listen to this, y'all. Nothing badass about it. It's not who she is either. She's sweet, and that's what I love about her. Her being cold like this is not going to make me want or respect her more. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. She's sweet, and that's why I love her. Her being cold like this is not going to make me want or respect her more. You cheated on a woman that was sweet, and you loved her, but not enough to not screw somebody else. And that's why you ended up drinking, losing your wife, and now probably going to lose the house that you've been living in and losing the main breadwinner and lifestyle. You deserve this. Women, take some notes from this. This is how you need to go about doing things, being strategic, packing away your feelings, and then leaving. Not crying, not begging, not wondering, what did I do wrong? No. Make a game plan and exit stage left. Let him and his affair partner have at it as much as they need to. Y'all go ahead and weigh in. This is definitely this is it. This is the one. Y'all weigh in, like, comment, share. Y'all, this title. Husband got the ick because I refused to give him head when I was 12 days postpartum. I can't believe I'm even writing this. We had our son about a year ago, and I think about 12 days after he was born, my husband asked for a BJ. He was not pushy about it, and I said no, and he never showed any signs that he was mad or anything. We got busy with childcare, so it fell out of my mind that it even happened, but I started to see him being distant with me. He didn't initiate it for a whole year, didn't initiate any kissing. I was the one who kissed him. This Sunday, we were doing a family photo shoot, and he flinched as I put my hand on his arm. I finally asked him what was going on, and after badgering him, he confessed that he feels the ick towards me. He read on the internet about a woman who surprised her husband with a BJ when she was postpartum since she was not cleared for nookie. So he asked me for a BJ, and when I refused, he couldn't get that rejection out of his head. He felt like I don't love him like the woman loved her husband. She continues with, I said it's unfair to compare for something like that, and he agreed. He said he just couldn't get it out of his head, and it caused him great stress. I asked him why he didn't talk to me about it and asked me how I would have reacted if he told me. I would have been livid that he stressed about a BJ when I am suffering so much, but I think we could have talked it through. He said that my presence started to irritate him after that. He lost all attraction towards me. I asked him whether he loves me. He looked at me with a dead look in his eyes and said no in the coldest voice. He said he remembers loving me more than anyone he ever loved when I gave birth to our son, but he hasn't felt a single thing for me for quite some time. He feels love for our son, but not for me, all for a BJ. I asked for therapy. He agreed, but he is still distant. I snooped through his phone because I was convinced that only cheating can explain this madness, but I found nothing, which is obvious in retrospect. We spent our whole time together anyways, and now I feel guilty for snooping. So my marriage is in crisis because I didn't give a BJ. One part of me thinks, F him, I gave birth, he should not hold it against me. And another part of me is blaming myself. I should have given him a BJ. I could have done it. I just wouldn't have taken a lot of time. I am just sad that it has spiraled so bad. And I am sad that this woman is sad instead of angry. And I'm sad that women have to go through so much and put so much work into their feelings and their pain whilst trying to recuperate and rest and have our bodies put back together and hormone fluctuations for us to worry about. But we have to worry about this. It, what women go through during pregnancy, so many men do not deserve kids. And I'm not sure what is the point in keeping this together, but so many women just need some self-esteem because this is bad. He doesn't love her anymore, and she's asking for therapy. He doesn't love her, but she's asking for therapy. Why do you want to save this? What? Okay, let's look at the comments. If he is going to lose attraction over that, the relationship was transactional, and as sad as it is, you can move on and find a better life. This person says, I think there was a way bigger issue than a BJ. A person doesn't instantly lose love and attraction over being spurned one time. If that were the case, every couple that ever became a couple would be in this situation. I just think either one, we're not getting the whole story, or two, there's something significant the husband is hiding. And then this person says, no, some cultures condition men to be entitled pieces of poop. It could be literally over this. And then somebody says, right, especially since he read something online and decided to base his whole marriage on something he read, which could have very well been a lie. This person says, my husband was like this with the second one. I had to get a ride from the hospital from friends because he refused to take work off. Then literally a couple of nights later, I wake up to an empty bed. So I go check on our less than 2-year-old. Nope, she's sleeping. Newborn sleeping. I caught him jacking it to corn at our kitchen. Broke my heart. That was the one and only time he ever got me flowers after I melted down about it. But I remember I felt like I was failing. And then a few days later, I caved and gave the BJ and found it so unsexy. He also pushed for nookie before I was cleared. I think at 3 weeks. Worst mistake ever. I'm over it now, but it took years. And then this person says, I got the ick reading this comment. I do want to say, though, if a woman has to just be like, okay, here, is that even really sexy? Like, it's like, whatever. I mean, let women heal. let women heal. Pregnancy and giving birth is hard on our bodies. And this is a terrible, terrible feeling to know that your husband is putting his pain and orgasm over the healing of your body for all the work that it just did to create a life and give birth to that life. This is terrible. Y'all weigh in. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Someone sent me this Reddit thread and said it needed my attention. So here we go. Why is it my responsibility to fix the resentment my husband caused? Seeking advice. My husband is telling me the resentment I have towards him is ruining our marriage and that I need to let my resentment go. I have a hard time with that since his actions towards me are the reason I'm resentful. He's told me he's already apologized. I told him I don't remember receiving a heartfelt apology from him without me initiating the conversation. He states that he has and he is done apologizing. My resentments aren't caused from a small he won't do the dishes. These are big wounds that have been reopened again and again from him, and he can easily brush it off because he was drinking or I've said hurtful things too. My resentments. He got drunk, demanding why we haven't started having kids. I was a nurse who was severely depressed and working during the pandemic. He was also aware I had I had goals of travel before having kids that have not been met, which turned into a big fight. He called into work the next day and lost his job, while I still went to work the next day despite not wanting to. After my husband lost his job, he stated he was burnt out and wanted to take a break. He promised he would do projects around the house. I paid for his debt and our house bills for months to only have one project done. I voiced my frustrations and he got a job doing DoorDash, which he used my credit card to pay for his gas. Never repaid me, and all the DoorDash money went for his bills. Now he has a job 2 days a week, still only paying his bills. I've been financially covering for the household for 1.5 years. After my husband told me that he married me for his love of me and not the children that I could give him, this was in couples therapy. He goes back on his word and does not respect my feelings on not having kids. I gave him a chance to divorce me after the first fight, and this is why it is so hurtful. He chose to stay. He got frustrated at me for not letting him um, have sex unprotected and states that a married couple shouldn't be afraid of getting pregnant. Once our condom broke and I had to ask him to get me a plan B because I was working all weekend, he got upset with me because I was unaliving what could be. I'm frustrated that these are all my burdens to fix when he is the one that caused this hurt, but according to him, I should just get over it and let it go. How do you resolve this kind of deep resentment? You let him go? I don't know. At this point, I don't know what's the point in asking advice because they list all of these things that suck about somebody, and then they're like, what should I do? Divorce? You don't have kids together. You're paying all the bills. You're covering for him. He is a liability and parasitic. Why are you with this person? Leave. This person says there's no way to resolve it because nothing has changed. Saying sorry without actions means nothing. They are just words. And now he is telling you he isn't even going to give you words. Reflect honestly on your relationship. Why are you with him? What does he add to your life? Why are you staying married to him? She says, I think I'm staying with him in hopes he will once again be the person I fell in love with. We used to have fun, go to festivals. I used to feel all these used to and past tense things. We used to have fun, go to festivals. I used to feel free and safe with him. There was a big shift on expectations on his part after we got married. I just hold on to hope. That is not a great reason to hold on to something. Hope and past tense things. I'm not going to do too many of these comments because what's the point? This seems pointless. But this person says, not going to happen. Look what you just wrote. Is this the life you want in 10 years, 20, 30 years? Is this the kind of man you want to raise kids with? Run. Yes, getting caught up with kids with this type of person seems terrible. She has an out right now. This person says, totally agree. Run, don't walk, and definitely, definitely do not get kids involved. This person says, put yourself in the shoes of a neutral party. Pretend some stranger is telling you this story, and she is saying she is waiting for her husband to turn back into the person she fell in love with. How much time would you advise her to wait? How many years should she tolerate this treatment before deciding that she isn't getting anything out of this relationship? Exactly. I'm going to leave it at that because what is the point? What's the point? Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I was tagged in this Reddit thread a couple of days ago, and I'm glad that I took the screenshots when I did because of course the post is gone. But this man says, "Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my wife because she had a go bag?" I've said this before. A lot of times when these dudes do an "Am I the a-hole" thread, the answer is yes. So let's see if that holds true. He says, "My wife and I have been together for 5 years now. We have a 2-year-old and we are planning to expand our family. I decided to tidy up my wife's closet because there was a mold problem in the garage and I decided to inspect the whole house. There, I found a gym bag with clothes, some dried fruits, some tampons, and like $1,000. I asked my wife about it and her face suddenly lost color. At first, she told me that it was just an emergency bag in case we are hit by an earthquake or something. I asked her, why did she hide it from me? After a bit of back and forth, she sheepishly confessed that it was a go bag. Basically, women who need to flee their abusers are told to keep a go bag with all essential supplies like money and clothes and stuff. I asked her, why exactly does she ever feel the need to do this? I have never even talked to her in a loud voice. We barely have arguments. Why does she think that I am going to become an abuser? She said she is not saying I'm an abuser. She just wanted to do it for the peace of mind. I don't buy her excuse. I don't think she trusts me. Otherwise, she wouldn't have to go so far. I took some days to mull it over, and I have come to the conclusion that I can't be with a woman who can't trust me and who sees me as some abuser. I asked her for separation and told her that I can't be with a woman who does not trust me. I believe that trust is the foundation of a relationship, and if she doesn't trust me, then it's better that we part ways. Now she's making excuses that she read too many mommy forums and let herself be influenced by them. She showed me the forums where they discussed go bags and how every woman should have one. I get the logic, but I can't stay with a woman who does not trust me to know that she never needed to do such a thing. I agreed to take more time to think about it, but I think divorce will let her find a man she trusts not to be an abuser because she does not trust me. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I'm taking a break. We'll read and reply to good faith comments later. I would like to address common things here. Statistics should not be applied to individual cases. This kind of thinking led to racial profiling of African Americans by unfair law enforcement. Statistics does not dictate individuals and believe that every individual has the right to not be seen as part of a group and have statistics applied to them blindly. No, she does not have history of an abusive relationship. Sounds like it's not carte blanche to accuse anyone of anything. Dingo ate my baby woman was also convicted because she sounded like an unaliver. And it's a shame that you guys feel so at ease of doing something so disgusting. A relationship without trust is no relationship. Now, this dude was really active in the comments. I'm going to read some of these comments though. This person says, "To be honest, from someone who was out of the blue, suddenly strangled, kicked out of my home in winter in my underwear, and had my phone, tablet, and push bike entirely destroyed and not allowed to access to my own home, I will always have a grab bag now. It may not be that she doesn't trust you. It may be that she knows someone who's been through it or even herself before. I struggle with trust now after finding out all of the things he was doing behind my back too. I learned to cover my bases in any outcome." This person says, "I have never been violent with my wife, nor would I ever be. However, given how often these stories come out about women being abused out of the blue, I'd absolutely understand if my wife planned for the worst. Some of these abuse cases came from the man having a brain tumor that affected them or a psychotic break caused by a major trauma in their life. Those things are unpredictable and have nothing to do with the trustworthiness of the spouse. OP, get some counseling to make sure she feels safe, not just around you, but just in general." This person says, "OP has a 2-year-old child. In my opinion, the best time a woman and man as well, honestly, can have a backup plan, backup money, go bag is during and after major milestones like moving in together, engagement, marriage, pregnancy, childbirth, and during lifestyle shifts, becoming a stay at home parent, for example, or changing jobs. Because those are the moments in romantic relationship that if abuse is going to happen, that's when it's going to start. Abusers wait until they have you locked in, and homicide is the leading cause of death to pregnant women. Sometimes abusers wait until their partners become pregnant before the abuse starts. Sometimes they wait until the third trimester. Sometimes they wait until a few weeks after birth. Some abusers even ramp up the abuse slowly after multiple children to get their partner really locked in. Read relationship advice and all the posts about women being raped in the weeks after giving birth. It's appalling. I doubt that this man read all of this. This person says, or in my dad's case, sometimes they wait till she's pregnant with baby number 3 to start using her as a punching bag. This person says, yep, mine waited till I was 2 weeks pregnant to really start. He never actually hit me, and I bet he says he was never abusive as he didn't make contact. I had just told him we were finally pregnant after trying for so long. That's when he started punching holes in the drywall beside my head and belittling me. Everyone knows better with 2020, but my husband's nickname in the family was Gentle Giant. There were red flags, but we all tend to give the people we love the benefit of the doubt. Every person has parts of them, but they are ashamed of and desperately try to hide. I will teach my daughter to keep it go back. Now, when I tell you this man was active in the comment section, these are all his comments. So here's a page. African Americans are more likely to be involved in violent crime. That does not mean you get to racially profile a random black guy. And African Americans are more likely to be involved in violent crime. So he keeps talking about this. This person says, probably she was right not to trust you. Then it seems like I will be right in divorcing her. Another one about African Americans and crime. This person, he says, I married her thinking that she trusts me. I'm not a statistic. I am a human being. I reject the statistic argument. It paints the whole group as suspect. I'm not a statistic. I'm not a statistic. You into an abuser just for waiting to be with a woman who does not trust you. It's like they are abusing me by badgering and insulting me to not leave a relationship I don't feel good in. They are the abusive ones. They don't even have that much self-awareness. More comments. Y'all can read through all of this. This, like I said, this dude was active. I'm so glad that I took these comments because now the post is gone. I know that somebody has reposted it, but I'm glad that I got some of his comments. Y'all can see how unhinged this dude was. And if he does leave this woman, then it's probably for the best. You guys jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share.